Hello everyone, welcome to A New Dawn. This was developed and published by VN Anon, and this was released on September 7th, 2021. Now let me check the options for a little bit. Let me increase the text speed. I am a fast reader, mentally. And we have the sexual content enabled. Let's go ahead and start the game. What's my name? The usual. Far. Lewdness preferences. This can be changed in the options menu on. We're gonna turn that on. With lewdness on, sexual content with Dawn will be possible. If you're not into that, go back. Standing alone listening to the calm sea around me had become my main source of killing time. Early in the trip I'd found that people tend to stray away from the stern of the ship, and to remain quiet and unoccupied compared to the bustling activities of the front end. Just how I like it. Empty time to think, time to collect myself, time I never seem to have enough of. The hypnotic pattern of the ship's wake disappeared into the distance, fading away on the horizon with a few islands behind us. Leaving Sinnoh behind me was an odd decision in retrospect, but I didn't know when next an opportunity like this would present itself. I for the most part run out of money anyway, not much of a reason to stick around. I'm sure I'll be back home someday. My eyes had started to sting from the salty ocean mist, so I pushed myself up off the guardrail to head back to the center of the ship. Now was as good a time as any to select today's flavor ramen from my preferred vending machine anyway. Trotting down the shiny wooden deck of the passenger ship, I ran my hand along the moist railing in a pointless attempt to keep it clean. It made no difference, but it was therapeutic in the moment. I'd done it for the past 3 days, ever since I got aboard. Lazily keeping my eyes down, I rounded the corner and immediately plowed into something in front of me. Ow. I'd run straight into someone and sent both of us slamming to the floor. Instinctively, holding hand over my aching forehead, I forced open one eye to look at wherever I'd crashed into and hopefully stammer some kind of apology. On the cold deck beside me was a blue-haired girl, who looked about my same age, also grimacing in pain from our collision. "Oh, Piplup, my poor boy, I'm so sorry." She clutched her head, pulling at the white beanie not too different from my own. She tucked the hat down over her eyes, hiding what looked like tears. Oh no, did I really hurt her that bad? As quickly as I could, I stumbled to my feet to offer her a hand. Even if she wasn't so cute, I'd feel terrible about my recklessness. I didn't have a chance to open my mouth before I realized the girl was muttering her own apologies. "Sorry, I didn't... I'm sorry." She's covering her eyes as tears stream down her face. "I really hope this isn't my fault." "Hey, it's okay. It was my fault. I wasn't looking." Through her weeping, I noticed her companion hovering over the girl's crumpled form, trying to console her. It's a Pokemon, a Piplup, a little blue creature. It glances up at me with its teeth clenched, and an uncomfortable look on its face. Piplup. The bird leaned down by whom I assumed was its trainer, patting her on the head as she curled up on the floor in front of me. The poor girl looks miserable. Her eyes are red from crying. Something tells me this isn't because of our collision. "Hey, Is everything okay? I knelt down in front of her, holding a hand out. I'm too nervous to touch her. I'm not sure if I should or shouldn't anyway. The girl thankfully started to pull herself together. She sniffled, rubbing her eyes and sitting up on the floor. I'm okay, I'm okay. I wasn't sure if she was talking to me or herself. She took a deep breath, exhaling and straightening up. I again offered her a hand off the ground. She sniffled again, quickly patting her wet hand on her pink skirt before taking my hand. Despite her current demeanor, her hand was warm in mine as well as I helped pull her up off the ground. I didn't hurt you, did I? The girl quickly shook her head. It was unexpected yet welcome relief. No, I just had a really long day. She hung her head, sighing deeply and staring down at the floor with her puffy, reddened eyes. It hurts my heart seeing someone like this. Sorry we ran into you like that. Oh, that's her. Sorry we ran into you like that. I rubbed my head once more instinctively, the sting quickly fading away. Don't worry about it. Sounds like today's been rough on you. We stood silently for a few moments, both awkwardly glancing in different directions. It gave me a bit of time to work up the nerve to continue the conversation. You want to talk about it, maybe? I feel weird just walking away. Shifting my weight, I tried to maintain a confident smile. I'm sure it doesn't appear that way. It probably looks as creepy as I sound right now. I should probably walk away before I embarrass myself further. That'd be nice, actually. If you feel like listening, I mean. I do like the sprites. They're cute. Yes, great, okay. Breathe. Yeah, of course, I got nothing but time anyway. I somewhat frantically looked around, trying to find somewhere for us to sit. Close by was a corner of the desk with one of those uncomfortable wooden tables with chairs surrounding it. It'll have to do. I gestured over to them, taking a few tentative steps myself. She fortunately nodded and followed behind me rather than sprinting in the opposite direction. Good so far. I silently cringed at the obnoxious sound made by the chair I pulled out, taking a seat on a damp wood with the girl in her pipple across from me. The creature hopped up on the table, taking a seat and peering up to the girl. She smiled down at it, patting it on the head before looking back up at me. Words were caught in my throat, all trying to come out at once. I'm far, by the way. Great choice. I'm Don, from Twin Leaf Town. Never heard of it. Is that where you're leaving now? It seemed like a possible reason for her woes. The quick chuckle she gives lends credence to the theory. Yeah, actually, you guessed it. Oh, she looks so distraught. I said goodbye to some friends recently. That's why I'm like this. The pipple up nuzzled her side. It gave me precious moments to think of what to say. How about you? Where are you from? Oh, Kanto. Boring. Puerto Vista. It's not great. Aw, but Kanto sounds great. Especially where both my friends are from. Have you heard of Halltown? Or Peter City? Well, Peter City, sure. Not the town. Alright, you probably wouldn't have. Ash says it's tiny. Oh, Ash is mentioned. And Ash is one of the friends? Oh, that was a mistake.
Yeah.
Her mouth hung open, obviously lost in thought. And I was doing such a good job keeping her mind off it.
Ash and Brock.
Oh, Brock mentioned.
Piplup and I met them just as we were starting out, and they showed us how to, function on the road.
The two smiled at each other, obviously lost in thought. She moved a hand to lazily preen the Pokemon sitting in front of her.
And then we adventured all over Sinnoh, seeing everything, meeting new people and Pokemon, battling and performing. I'm trying to be a top coordinator like my mom, and Ash is a Pokemon trainer, so go looking for every gym battle he could. He and his Pikachu. They made an amazing team.
I think my only knowledge of Pokemon, anime-wise, was... I think the last time I looked at it was they were in a Johto reason. That's all I remember. I just remember that and Chikorita. I'm not sure if she's talking to me or herself at this point. What's a coordinator do? Wow, that lit her up. She's smiling already.
You've never? Oh boy.
Uh-oh. Wonder if that was a mistake too.
Well... This is the lunar wing I bought. Ever since Alamos, I've always worn it, just in case.
Oh man, time has gone so far. It's turning to evening. At least she looks happy. So Palkia and Dialga are Pokemon that create time and space.
Space and time. They each represent one. They're very particular about it, I think.
And then you fought both of them and saved the whole city. She's nodding enthusiastically now that I'm honestly not sure if she's messing with me or not. Well, I don't know how much of this you're making up, but it sure sounds like you've had a pretty interesting life so far, huh?
I guess I have, huh?
Her stories are unbelievable, but there's an odd sincerity to it all. I really do wonder how much of it is true. There's a connecting theme between them all, what I'm compelled to ask about. Ash sounds like a hell of a guy. She maintained her smile as she nodded. I nervously listened to her silence, hoping I learned the answer to my question without having to actually ask it. So, you guys like, a thing, or... Why did I say that, good Lord in heaven? Look at her, she's nervous.
No, nothing like that. We were just really good friends, I guess.
Well, at least there's that.
I guess I could have feelings for him like that. I don't know.
Damn it. Piplup, what you have to say, Piplup? Even her Piplup looks surprised. Okay, how do we salvage this? Sorry if that was too personal, I just...
No need to worry. It's actually been kind of nice just talking about all this. Thanks for bumping into me.
Oh, she's smug. She's got a smug face. Pretty sure you bumped into me. I quickly learned to cherish every time she smiles.
You should tell me about yourself before I start talking again.
Oh, I could listen to you for hours. Did not mean to say that out loud. Besides, don't make me follow that story. I stick to main roads and cities. I saw Eradicate once.
Oh, I'm sure you've got things to tell me, like, do you have any Pokemon?
Aha, something interesting about myself. I reached into my pocket to grab the embarrassingly poorly maintained Pokeball I kept with it. With a tap of the mechanism, the form of my friend materialized in a bright flash of light. He gave one of his trademark intimidating yawns, glancing down at me and presumably wondering why I'd woken him up at the ridiculously early hour of 5 p.m. Sup?
Oh wow, a Scyther! I've never seen one up close in person like this.
She quickly reached into one of her pockets, I assumed for one of her own Pokeballs, until she produced some kind of pink electronic. It looks like a flip phone or something. Okay, so the Pokedex. I have to try my best through this part. Scyther, the Mantis Pokemon. Its claws are sharp as a sword. Its claws are sharp as swords, and it is a powerful flyer. This Pokemon is rarely seen by humans and almost never captured. I butchered that, but I'm sure it's close enough to what the Pokedex sounded like. Unless times have changed. Scyther, Dawn, and Piplup.
Sigh! Piplup.
Oh, Piplup looks happy. Her Piplup hopped over on the table, giving an introductory salute. I don't understand them, obviously, but it seems like they're being friendly at least.
That's so cool. Do you guys battle or anything?
Oh, absolutely not. We like each other well enough, but I think we make a pretty terrible team. Despite Scyther nodding in agreement, she laughed the comment. I suppose it's funny because it's true. Oh, it's nighttime now. We spent a while sitting around and talking. Dawn poured over the details of Pokemon contests, how they worked and the ones she performed in.
This one's the Aqua Ribbon. The Wallace Cup is really competitive since it counts towards any grand festival in the whole world. And we won it! Piplup!
Piplup's doing a really prideful pose with the hands on the hips. Hands? Wings? Yeah.
And after we train some more, we're winning the next one too. Piplup!
So she's so self-confident. I love it. Dawn had to squint to put the ribbon back in her box, glancing around the area with a sudden look of surprise. We were both startled by the sudden beeping of her wristwatch. She looked down, evidently stunned by how long we'd been chatting. It must have been past 9 o'clock by now.
Oh gosh, I didn't realize how long we've been sitting here.
Yeah, I guess I kinda kept you a while. Sorry. Her Piplup hopped into her arms, waving to Scyther.
We should probably find our cabin, huh?
She looked back up at me, still seated. I really don't have time to think about how to say this best, so... you got any plans tomorrow? If you want to hang out again, or whatever? I'd love to hear more, your traveling stories, if you had the time.
That'd be nice. This was fun.
Yay! Okay, great. I almost automatically gave 2 thumbs up with a stupid grin on my face, biting my lip and tongue. Same place tomorrow? Out loud, you idiot. You wanna meet back here tomorrow, maybe? If you don't have anything going on, I mean.
Alright. Maybe I will, Far.
There was a moment's silence between us. I couldn't think of anything else stupid and awkward to say, which was probably for the best.
Guess we'll see you tomorrow then.
Alright, awesome. See you later, Dawn. Sleep well. She gave a pity smile, glancing around and leaving with a wave. I watched her disappear into a nearby doorway that led to the rest of the ship, letting out an exhausted breath and sinking back into my chair. How terrible was that? Settler tapped a sharp toe against the table for attention, startling me.
Scyther.
Unmistakably sarcastic. Ugh, shut up. I covered my face with my hands. God, I hope she actually shows up tomorrow. Good morning, Sinal. Or whatever international waters we're in now. The various surrounding archipelagos provide little distinction to me as my eyes adjust to the sunlight. This must be the earliest I've woken up in months. The sun's not even directly above me. What otherworldly plane have I entered? Fortunately, my heart rate is making it easy to stay awake, from a combination of canned coffee and having met a cute girl yesterday. Definitely an otherworldly plane situation here. Assuming, of course, she actually shows up. I don't know why she would. She was probably thrilled when the creepy guy who assaulted her finally let her leave yesterday. But I'm still hopeful. I guess I have to be. My mind's been racing with ideas how to spend the day. If she just got on board, it'll probably be my job to decide what we do. Don't blow this. As I pass other travelers on the way to our rendezvous point, my eyes are perpetually peeled in the hopes I spot Dawn somewhere. I haven't seen her or her pebble up, and by the time I make it to the little sitting area we holed up at yesterday. Surveying the area for a minute, I start pacing back and forth idly. She's probably just not here yet. Though she might not even be coming. Or maybe she doesn't even know how to get back here. The ship's pretty big and she's only been here a day. Why didn't I just suggest we meet in the main lobby or something? Well, that's it. She wanted to come out, but got lost on the way here. Is that somehow worse than she didn't even want to?
Hey, you. Bip-flop.
I flipped around, a little startled by the girl's sudden appearance. I somehow didn't notice her approach despite the big clumpy boot she wore.
Good morning. We didn't keep you waiting, did we?
Oh, not at all. I just woke up, in fact.
Late sleeper, huh? You and Ash would get along.
Late? This is the earliest I've woken up in, weeks. Don't tell her you're a loser. Oh my god. The snooze button is really bad for me.
Well, thanks for getting up on my behalf. I have no idea what to do around here anyway. We thought you might be able to help out with that, having been here longer. There's stuff to do around here, right?
Okay, the first choice we were given. Oops. I got a trusty guide here because we want to see the good stuff. Well, I do. So, the first choice is the mess hall serving breakfast, and I am hungry. How about breakfast? Cafeteria's open for another 30 minutes.
That sounds great, actually. We didn't end up eating any real food after yesterday.
Ah, well, then you get to decide whether or not what they serve here in the cafeteria qualifies as food.
Well, it'll be tough to beat Brock's cooking, but we'll see.
Ah, and there's classic jelly donuts.
I also don't know my way around yet, so lead the way.
Right. It's a fortunately short walk to this cafeteria on this side of the ship. I can only hope the line cook made breakfast is up to snuff. I was worried the cafeteria would have a selection of cold cereal and not much else.
Fortunately, it looks like there's pancakes, so all is well.
I took a tray and slid down the line, picking up various items off the breakfast buffet, including 100 pancakes, and... well, there was probably some other stuff, but it's not coming to me at the moment. Dawn's selection was comparatively healthier than with oatmeal and a bunch of fruits. It was probably a lot cheaper too. We're next in line at the register and... oh crap. Do I offer to pay for it? Are you supposed to do that? Or would that be insulting? Do I even have enough money for that? I've only got 5,000 yen left. That's gotta get me through the end of this trip. Why is life so hard? Do I offer to pay for Dawn's food? Yes, of course. Hey, want me to get this? My treat. That costed 2,500 yen. No, wait. Math is wrong. 1,500.
You sure? I got money.
Yeah, I don't get to treat people very often anyway.
Aw, well that's really nice of you. Thanks, Far.
No problem. I say as I grit my teeth, thinking about the rapidly evaporating contents of my wallet. I felt that. It's fine, I'll skip a meal later.
Piplup.
Alright, him too. I hope Piplups don't eat much. At any rate, I instinctively gravitated to an empty table tucked away in the corner of the noisy room. Placing the tray down, I actually had to stop myself from preemptively eating, both because of not being used to having companionship and... well, just look at these things. Praise Arceus for breakfast. That is a pretty spanking good stack of pancakes. That glistening butter... syrup? Makes me want some pancakes too. Oh, hey.
Piplup.
He's looking at my plate of food pretty intently. Hard to tell what that means.
Do you want some?
Especially as Dawn approaches us with a tray of health food.
Hey you, you're not getting away with that easily.
I like when she does that pose, it's really cute.
I told you, without Brock here to cook for us, we need to at least try to eat healthier. Piplup.
Dawn sat down across from me with several plates of odd-looking fruits and berries. I recognize a couple, but most I've never seen before. Probably Pokemon food. Although Piplup doesn't seem enthusiastic.
Thanks again for treating us, although I should probably get used to doing things myself. That's gonna be weird getting used to. But it's nice of you. Alright, Piplup, I picked out some berries for us. Some of them I've never heard of it before. There's gotta be something healthy we both like, right? How about this one?
What is that?
It's a... Durin berry. Looks kinda weird, but most of them do. Alright, bottoms up.
Munch.
Yuck. Okay, I think this one's a no from me. What do you think, Piplup?
Piplup sniffed the berry a few times before tentatively taking a bite. He had an immediate look of disgust, squinting as he slowly chewed and swallowed.
Okay, passing on the Durinberry then. Next. Belluberry?
Munch.
Ugh, sour. Next.
I looked up from my plate of pancakes to see Piplup looking at them longingly again. You want some pancakes, Piplup? He's just sitting there. He made eye contact with me for a moment, flipping his gaze between my plate and Dawn's as she bit into various berries.
Ah, it tastes like sand. Next. Piplup.
He whispered to me, inching closer to me away from his trainer. Should I be the cool parent here? Pancakes for Piplup. Of course, of course. He's too cute, I can't resist. I cut off a piece of my pancakes with my fork, very nonchalantly leaning over and sneaking it into his mouth. Munch.
Piplup. Alright, this one looks familiar. It looks like a tomato. It's gotta be edible.
It's kinda pointy. Munch.
That's kinda spicy.
Well, that's not gonna be good for Piplup.
Very spicy, in fact. Uh-oh.
Wow, I've never seen anyone drink directly from the soda dispenser.
And I'm fine. Well, this has been a complete failure. Give me those pancakes.
She slammed into a chair next to me with a big cute grin on her face, leaning forward with her hands between her legs. What? What are you looking at me for, smug like, doing I slid my plate in front of her and leaned against the table, staring at her with a smirk.
Yay, thank you.
God, she's freaking adorable.
Here, let's share.
She handed me a fork, putting the plate in between us as she stuffed a quarter of the pancake into her mouth.
Maybe half is for chumps. Or maybe we'll figure out another day. Well, we needed that, didn't we?
Piplup's on her head. How much does a Piplup weigh again? That's probably a big amount of pounds.
Piplup. Thanks for treating us. That was sweet of you. I'll get you back next time.
Hey, there's a next time. Dawn settled her weight in place, glancing around the deck as she stood outside the quieting cafeteria together. Piplup followed in turn, sitting on her head and tilting it in whatever direction she looked. As uncomfortable as it looked, Dawn's unfazed expression told me she was plenty used to the Pokemon's perch.
So, what are we doing now?
Should have thought about that. Again. Let's see. We walked the decks. I could show you around the ship if you want. I could call it a grand tour if there was anything grand about it.
Sounds good to me. What do you say, Piplup?
Piplup.
Piplup. Alright, it's 2 yeses from us. Lead the way.
I probably should have had some sort of plan for this. My tour of the ship ended up being mostly an excuse to wander around while chatting. We sped through a mall-like section, taking a look at a few storefronts that Dawn made a note of to come back to another day. I did my best to at least show Dawn where to get food and snacks around the ship, and I figured I'd lead her past a few Pokemon-related areas. The ship had a few dedicated spots for trainers to get their need for battle out in a safe place. I hope they could pull double duty for Dawn's purposes, at least for the time being. She seemed interested in watching a few Spartan Pokemon, so we stood on one end of the window looking on a few creatures I didn't recognize slaying attacks at each other. So, what are those?
Well, let's see. Looks like you got a sand dial on the left side there. That's ground and dark type from Unova, I think.
Speaking of Unova, this same developer also has a visual novel related to Unova, so please take a look at that if you want to.
Maybe we'll see one once we get there.
It's kind of an interesting fella.
And that's a flesh hinder on the right. Fire.
Yeah, I got that name right, I hope. I don't know these new generation of Pokemon.
Fire and flying. It's definitely got the advantage here.
Right, this guy is far away from the ground.
Exactly. See, you're a natural.
Uh-huh.
Oh. That didn't look good. Alright, these two. Which do you think is gonna win? And I'm not giving you any hints this time.
Not even their names?
Nope. Good luck.
Alright, well, Little Rocky Boy versus Fire Button. I've seen the one on the right frequently, but I have no idea what that one is on the left. Or maybe I've seen its bigger form. The one on the left.
Good choice. Fire's gonna have a hard time against rock ground type. There you go. Collect your winnings at the ticket office.
Is betting on Pokemon dolls a huge industry?
Absolutely. If you know what you're doing, it can be pretty fun. I made 1,000 yen once. Paid for my ice cream and everything. What a day that was. Get to know your type matchups and there's lots of money to be made. And then you'll lose it all because you didn't account for a Pokemon spirit. Type is everything, of course.
Well, what would Scyther be good against? If I had to bet my life savings in a battle, who would I pit him against?
Oh, that's an easy one. Grass. Bug types eat them up. Not literally. Unless you're in a super sketchy fight place, but Piplup and I don't support such things.
Piplup punched the air a few times to show off his strength. I wonder how strong his convictions are. After the skirmishes ended, I led Dawn and Piplup further around the ship, sadly hoping they didn't notice I'd used up my best ideas in the first 30 minutes. Dawn fortunately seemed keen on helping me expand my Pokemon knowledge, pointing out other passengers and their companions with various tidbits of information. I was impressed by both how much she knew and how little I did. But it was fun nonetheless.
Alright, last test. What's that one over there?
I do not know 3 of these, but I know Meowth is that annoying bastard in Team Rocket. So it looks...
Yeah, you got it. Glameow's from Sinnoh. My mom has one at home, and she is an excellent kitty and I love her. I had a friend in Sinnoh that had a Glameow too. She even ended up beating me in a Sinnoh Grand Festival with it.
Wait, what? The... like... Grand Festival?
Is there a grander festival I'm unaware of?
I'm just amazed you're in it. That's awesome. Even I've heard of it.
Not just in it, the second place finalist of the Sinnoh Grand Festival.
Wow. You're not messing around, are you?
Absolutely not. We're gonna win the next one, right, Piplup? Piplup.
And you lost your friend. That's gonna suck.
Huh? How so?
Well, there wasn't any bad blood between you?
No, nothing like that. No need. Like I said, we're winning the next one. Piplup. Alright, now you need to tell me something. Tell me about a battle you and Scyther had.
I was worried this come up. I already spent some time refreshing my memory about our many past embarrassments. I can tell you're expecting a huge disaster, huh? That's not a no. Well, you're right. Oh good, now he's here. I'm gonna need him here to confirm all this.
Sigh.
His raspy voice and exaggerated slouch should help sell the patheticness of this story. Sigh. Okay, one time in Kanto, we ran into a swarm Beedrill on the road. In retrospect, we should have done, basically everything differently. We shouldn't have let them spot us. But after they did, we should have either run or hid, but we thought we'd fight. Which turned out to be a terrible idea because neither of us know how.
Scyther doesn't know how to fight?
Yeah, with scythe arms, no less. Ow, okay, so don't make fun of the scythe arms. Okay, well, it was mostly my fault. They were a bit far from us, so I figured, how about Razor Leaf? And
Scyther can't learn Razor Leaf.
yeah, now I know that. I figured, well, he hangs out in grassy areas, therefore grass type, you know, Razor Leaf, right? That makes sense, right? So Scyther looked back at me because he had no idea what I was talking about. And then they were already flying at us.
Oh no.
He started just swatting at them, which I don't think counts as an actual attack. Well, basically we both ended up getting stung very badly, and I passed out for a while.
Oh no.
Yeah. Scyther woke me up after a few hours. I guess after the Beedrills got tired of messing with us. He was too scared he'd hurt me to pick me up, so he ended up helping me onto his back and flying us to a Pokemon Center. I also may or may not have thrown up on him at this time. I think I might be embarrassing Scyther more than myself. So there, that's the kind of trainer you're dealing with here. A bad one.
That's adorable. You're worse than me in my first day.
Hey, I'm better now. We learned how to do some stuff. We got quick attack. We got slash and cut. Hyper beam.
Scyther.
Okay, we didn't get that one down. What?
Ah, she's being smug again. It's just really cute.
Don't go giving a different smug expression.
I guess I'm just used to traveling with Ash. He lived and breathed for battling. I've forgotten that everyone's an expert trainer.
Oh. I guess it can take cute.
Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
It's gay. Based on what you told me about Ash, I don't think I should sulk about not being able to compete with him. How many badges did you say he had?
At least 30.
I hate this guy. He's better than me in every way. But I guess that's much of a hurdle. Oh wow. We rounded the corner to come face to face with the stern of the ship. I didn't even realize how far we'd been going. We had a small wooden deck to all to ourselves, away from the commotion of the rest of the ship. Dawn strolled over to the back railing, leaning on it, and peering over the side of the setting sun.
I watched Piplup hop out of her arms and wall over in front of the Scyther, beckoning him over next to the two of them. It took him a few moments to adjust his weight properly to prevent damaging the railing, shifting awkwardly in place and leaning the blunt end of his arms against it. It's an unusual but welcome occurrence to see him like this, and if it's still hard to tell a smile apart from his regular stoicism. I should probably stop standing here by myself. With a spring in my step, I jog over next to Dawn, watching the hypnotic pattern of wave and feeling the water and mist over us. That silence between us, the only sound is the water below us. No crowds, no talking. It's really nice. And the ruby red and orange sky before us, slightly chilly breeze in the air. It's romantic. But I'm not saying that out loud, as much as I'd kinda like to. Maybe later.